Hi everyone. As you can see, we are in the Christmas season, which means that the end of the year is at hand. And many people have been discussing and even complaining about how 2020 has been such a bad year. And personally, I can't disagree with that. It's been horrible for some people. On the other hand, there are lessons that we have also learned because after all, life has carried on regardless of all the tragedies and disasters that we've all experienced. So I thought I'd review some of the lessons that I've personally learned or ones that I've been reminded of. And so the first one that I would like to discuss with you is that as a leader, good character is more important than skills, talents, or gifts. You see, the challenges of 2020 have uncovered some hidden weaknesses in the lives, the hearts of many leaders. 2020 has shown us that there is a leadership crisis in the world in general and specifically in the church. We've really not noticed it until now because these leaders are usually highly gifted and skilled, but sometimes lack the necessary biblical characteristics that are required by God. Paul Tripp expressed it this way in his book, Lead. He says, "We've backed away from a biblical definition of a leader. Humble, gentle, kind, faithful, loving, servant. The kind of character qualities that are in the Timothy passage when it talks about the qualifications for an elder. The kind of characteristics and qualities that are in the fruit of the Spirit. We've backed away from these qualities." Mr. Tripp continues and says, "Our definition of a leader now is a strong personality, quick-witted, forceful, domineering, able to win the day in a discussion or an argument, can cast vision and collect people." He then finishes with this sentence, "No wonder we've produced a culture of ministry bullies who mistreat people." Wow, what an indictment against the leadership of the Church of Jesus Christ. So what do we do as Christian leaders? Pointing fingers at the culprits won't solve anything. We must personally begin to shoulder the responsibility of Christian leadership. We need to qualify ourselves by following and obeying and saturating ourselves with what the Bible says about Christian leadership. And we must resist the temptation to neglect the condition of our character because we have skills, talents, or gifts. Jesus, when he was speaking to the religious and governmental leaders of his day, he said it like this, "But woe to you, Pharisees, for you tithe mint and rue and every herb, and neglect justice and the love of God. These you ought to have done without neglecting the others." Wow. You see, this is what I've learned in 2020, and I plan to focus more and more on character than I've ever done before. I'm looking forward to brighter days, but I want to make sure that my life and my leadership in my family and in my ministry and in the world in general is filled with character. It's going to take a lot of work, but it's worth it as we follow God and His Word. God bless you and thanks for listening.